Tonight, Armando Bejo gets out of the hospital and heads for home sweet home.
But first at 11, a scare on flight 5124. The plane full of passengers makes a hard landing tonight at Newark Airport. Good evening. I'm Sade Better-Wan.
And I'm Bill Ritter. That plane's landing gear collapsing when the plane touched down tonight. The picture says it all, really. Emergency chutes deployed, safety foam covering the ground. Fortunately, everyone on board made it off safely. Here's what it looks like right now. Newscopter 7 over runway 22 left, where the plane is at Newark. That runway will stay closed all night. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan at Newark Airport with the tense moments on board that plane. Jim?
I'll say, Bill, passengers slid down those emergency chutes tonight to get off of that crippled airplane. What started as a routine flight from Newark ended on that Embraer 170. 69 passengers on board and 4 crew members. Ended as on an emergency landing on its nose. This is how Shuttle America Flight 5124 ended. It is a United Express plane, nose down in a puddle of foam on runway 22L at Newark Airport. The landing gear hadn't deployed properly, and the pilot was aware. Indicator lights were flashing in the cockpit, and he knew there was trouble.
Departure Mercury 5124, level 2000 with a gear issue.
The pilot asked the air traffic controllers to look at the landing gear as he flew by the control tower, but even that wasn't going to be definitive, so the pilot declared an emergency.
Even if you see that nose wheel down, we're not going to know that it's completely down and locked, so I would like to go ahead and declare an emergency at this time and request fire rescue to check us out when we get there, assuming we stop on the runway.
The pilot had the passengers and crew prepare for an emergency landing, had emergency workers on the ground foam the runway, and the front landing gear did not deploy. The plane landed rear wheels first and then slid to a stop on the nose of the plane. Remarkably, no one was hurt. Now the NTSB will take control of the investigation. They'll take control of the black boxes in the morning, try to find out exactly what went wrong on that plane. Reporting live from Newark Airport, Jim Dolan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Jim, thank you. New at 11, he can't wait to go back to school. It's not the usual response and reaction from an 8-year-old unless that boy was shot and hospitalized. And tonight, Armando Bejo is out of the hospital. He was shot in the shoulder last week at a bodega in the Bronx. Cops say he was shot by a 15-year-old. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Pegues.
How you feeling, buddy?
Good. Armando Bejo is in good spirits despite all that he's been through and despite the neck brace he's wearing after his release from the hospital.
I thought I was going to stay there forever.
The 8-year-old was shot almost a week ago and is doing remarkably well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Does it hurt?
No, nothing hurts.
Last Tuesday, he was in a Bronx store on Randall Avenue. It was around 8 p.m. when the gunshots rang out. What you see on the store surveillance video is the result of the shooting. Several people scrambling for cover. Tonight, Armando's mother says she remembers screaming and going to grab her son. But on the right side of the screen, you can see Armando grabbing his left shoulder after he's been shot. Police have arrested a 15-year-old in connection with the shooting. Investigators say that he was targeting someone else in front of the bodega, but ended up hitting Armando. The 8-year-old is brave and tough.
In my back.
He says a piece of the bullet is still lodged in his back. Tell us how you feel.
Good.
And although he insists it doesn't hurt, for those who love him, it will no doubt continue to be a painful reminder of how close they came to losing him. In the Soundview section of the Bronx, Jeff Pegues, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Glad he's okay. Well, new information tonight about that school shooting in Ohio. Authorities tonight say the teenager who opened fire in a suburban Cleveland high school is not a student at that school. Police say TJ Lane walked into the cafeteria of Chardon High School this morning and fired at a group of students. 1 student was killed and 4 others were wounded, 2 of them critically. Lane was arrested shortly after the shooting. Police say Lane attends a school for at-risk students about 16 miles from where the shooting took place. And another round of subway shutdowns is underway right now. There is no service on the B, D, F, and M trains. Those lines will be closed the next 4 nights from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's part of the MTA's Fast Track program to do more maintenance in less time. Details of the closing are on 7 Online.
Tonight, the story of a little boy who saved his mother's life with a call for help. And what a lesson about teaching children how to dial 911, because that's exactly what he did when his mother suddenly collapsed. It happened in the New Jersey town of Old Bridge. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang.
My mom is laying on the floor and I don't know what's wrong with her.
7-year-old Zachary Messina did not know his mother just had a stroke. Despite his fear and confusion, this pint-sized hero knew exactly what to do.
I just picked up the house phone and called 911.
3 weeks ago, Laura Schilling's speech suddenly became very slurred, and she collapsed in her home in Old Bridge, New Jersey. The only one around, her little second grader.
I think he's awesome. I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Here's the 911 tape.
What did I do? Just stay on the phone. Did it what's wrong with Mommy? I don't know. She's laying on the floor.
Here's his mother when he put her on the speakerphone.
No, I don't understand.
So calm, soothing his mom, just perfect with all his information.
Last week, the police department and mayor surprised Zach at school with 2 plaques honoring his heroism.
Do you like saving lives?
This is actually my first time that I did it.
Turns out Laura had 3 mini strokes that night. Thanks to her son, she received critical medical care immediately. Also, thanks to her son, she has now given up smoking. In Old Bridge, New Jersey, Lucy Yang, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Tonight, an Eyewitness News exclusive. We followed the tragedy, a chimpanzee viciously mauling a Connecticut mother, and then news of her face transplant. Now, Charla Nash is sitting down only with our Sarah Wallace for a very personal interview, talking about her challenges and hopes for the future. What a strong woman.
I mean, she truly is amazing, Bill and Sade. It is simply not in Charla Nash's being to wallow in the past. She is singularly focused on moving forward every day. But she is worried about her future, her medical bills, and long-term care. She blames the state of Connecticut, claiming officials knew that chimpanzee was dangerous, but did nothing until it was too late.
7, 8.
There is no room in Charla Nash's world for self-pity.
This is the long one.
Every day is training day for the 58-year-old, working with a team of therapists at this rehabilitation facility outside of Boston.
I filled up my torso.
Even in her room, on her own, she pushes herself.
Every day you're getting better.
Trying.
No matter she is blind, Charlie, as she likes to be called, has a very clear vision.
What is your biggest hope for your future?
To do more on my own. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I want to, be like everyone else.
And for that, she needs hands. She's now lost them twice. First, that horrific attack by a friend's chimpanzee in Stamford, Connecticut 3 years ago. The massive primate named Travis also ferociously ripped off the single mother's once beautiful face before he was shot and killed by police.
Why do you think you survived?
I ask myself that all the time. I don't think I really did it by myself. I'm sure somebody helped me somewhere, I'm sure there was an angel or the Lord himself helped me.
Do you ever wish that you weren't here, that you hadn't survived?
No, I'm glad I'm still here.
It's been a long road. This was her revealing her pre-transplant face on Oprah 9 months after the attack. Last spring, a first in the U.S. Doctors in Boston gave Nash a transplanted donor face and hands. They later had to remove the donor hands, though, after she developed a life-threatening circulation problem. Now she has a single thumb.
Talking to you, I feel like I have 2 hands there. And yet, when I go, there's nothing to cut with.
But while Nash feels phantom hands, the growing sensation in her new face is real.
I feel sensation. I don't feel any pain. I just once in a while, like a nerve, and you get a little shock, and you're like, oh, the nerves are generating.
And you can feel?
I can feel my forehead. I can feel my cheeks. I can feel, that's the eyebrow.
Lips?
Like the upper lip and the nose area. Not yet.
Nash says she remembers nothing of the attack, but she does recall becoming increasingly alarmed by the escalating aggression of the 14-year-old Chimp that her longtime friend Sandra Harold kept in her home. Harold died in 2010.
I always thought that maybe Travis was going to hurt someone someday.
He would hurt someone.
But I never thought it'd be me.
Authorities were well aware of Travis before he mauled Nash, but did nothing, even after he ran amok in downtown Stamford. One state employee later wrote in this memo, "It is an accident waiting to happen." Nash is now suing the state of Connecticut for $150 million, and a single claims commissioner has the power to decide if her lawsuit can go forward.
He can just say, I don't think this should go forward, and that's it?
Right. Forget $150 million. For $1 billion, would you trade with Charla Nash for the situation that she's enduring?
Open up.
In her quiet time, Nash visits with family, including her brother, and she's devoted to her daughter, Brianna, who's 20 and away at college.
It'd be nice to look at my daughter again.
She loves listening to books on tape. Her current novel is Great Expectations.
One day at a time. That's all you can know. I'm glad I'm still here.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Nash is hoping to get the hand transplant she wants within the next year, but she, of course, will need care for the rest of her life, and that's why the decision of the Connecticut Claims Commissioner is so critical. If he rules against her lawsuit from going forward, she would have to appeal to the state legislature.
What an amazing woman.
I'm
just an amazing woman.
Remarkable.
You could have done an hour on this woman.
I know.
Yeah.
So many things you talk about. I know, and you talked also about the weird relationship between the owner of the Chimp and the Chimp itself.
Yes, there was a bizarre relationship. We talked about that, and we're going to get into a lot of that tomorrow morning, starting on here at Eyewitness News this morning at 4:30. We were going to get into all of that, and I'll be back here bright and early with this.
Well,
she is amazing.
she really
honestly,
is.
She changed my life. We were talking about it before. She did.
She has a remarkable spirit. She really does.
She does.
She's so positive in all of this.
Thank you, Sarah. Great job. Just an
Thank
amazing
you.
interview. And as we continue on this Monday night, there's been an explosion on the track. A horrifying scene tonight at the Daytona 500. Remember, it was rescheduled several times? Wait till you see what happened. And big trouble with sleeping pills. They may help you get your Z's, yes, but just how safe are they? Really, tonight we have startling new research that may not let you rest easy. And why did it take cops on horses to get Sean Diddy Combs to safety?
And after a high of 59 degrees in New York City today, we're now in the top spot for warmest February of all time. And at 11 o'clock, it's still 51 degrees. But a cold front's coming through, and it may just get cold enough for some snow by midweek. I'll have the latest in the 7-day AccuWeather forecast that's coming up on Eyewitness News at 11.
In tonight's health alert, a warning for those who take pills to get a little sleep at night. A new study says those pills could do a lot more than that. They dramatically increase your odds of death.
Tens of millions of Americans rely on sleeping pills, and now many may reconsider. Dr. Sapna Parikh is here with details. And Sapna, how concerned should people be?
Well, this new study does not prove it's the pills that cause the death. The medical records they looked at did not even include the cause of death. But it is an important reminder to look at what is causing the insomnia in the first place. A new study in the British Medical Journal finds that over 2 years, people who took sleeping pills were at least 3.5 times more likely to die of all causes than those who did not take these pills.
I would rather not be on a nightly pill.
Insomnia just seems to never go away.
But the sleeping pill itself may not be to blame. The big concern is that sleeping pills may be a quick fix and delay a critical diagnosis.
The higher death rate seen in people using sleeping pills may well reflect the diseases that they have which bring the insomnia about.
Insomnia itself is not a disease. It's usually a symptom of something else, like heart disease, which can cause fluid to back up in the chest cavity. That can wake you up at night. Diabetes, which can make you get up to go to the bathroom. That can be an early warning sign. Asthma, breathing difficulties can make rest hard to come by. Even cancer, hormonal changes, and unexplained pain can also keep you awake.
When night after night and for 2, 3, 4 months or whatever, the patient can't sleep, then it's time to go have another look.
So for now, the study raises more questions than it answers, but these are powerful medications, and it's worth it to at least try another solution first. Sade, Bill, and Lee, back to you.